My child, I know. You've lost things that meant everything to you. And there are days when it feels like pieces of your heart were scattered, never to be found again. There are moments when memories hurt more than they comfort. When silence is heavier than sound. When you wonder if what was taken from you will ever return. You've asked me in the quiet, will I ever feel whole again? Will anything beautiful grow from this place of ashes? Does God see what was stolen? From me, what was broken? Yes, I see. Yes, I know. And yes, I care more deeply than you realize. I was there in the moment you lost it. I was there when you cried silently in the dark, not wanting anyone to see your pain. I was there when others moved on quickly, but you were still grieving. What they never understood. My child, I haven't forgotten. What you lost has not been wasted, and no matter how far it feels, nothing is ever beyond my reach. You may feel like your joy is gone, that your dreams were crushed, that your time has passed. But I am the God who restores. Not just what was taken, but what you didn't even know you are missing. I'm not just a healer of wounds, I am the redeemer of stories. What the world calls over, I call beginning. What people abandon, I rebuild. What you bury, I resurrect. So breathe, my beloved. Breathe deeply. Let my presence surround you. This is not the end. This is the beginning of restoration. Everything the enemy meant for harm, I will turn into good. Every closed door, I will open with purpose. Every tear you've cried, I have collected, and I will turn into rivers of healing. I will restore the time. I will restore your voice, I will restore your peace, and most of all, I will restore your hope. Come with me now. Let me walk with you through the places you avoid. Let me whisper truth over the lies. Let me breathe life back into the dreams you buried. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not too broken to be made whole again. This is a sacred moment, a divine appointment. Right here, right now, I will begin to restore what you lost. Just listen. I'm speaking straight to your heart, and I promise, I restore everything with more beauty than before. My beloved child, you've walked through a season of loss that no one else fully understands. They see the surface, but I see the story underneath. They notice your smile, but I hear the silent ache behind it. You carry grief not just for what happened, but for what never happened. Dreams that didn't come to pass, relationships that didn't last, time that felt wasted, pieces of your past that feel too broken to be useful again. But listen closely now, because I am doing something new. Not just repairing, but restoring. Not just patching the pieces, but making all things new. You see, my restoration is not like the world's version of recovery. I don't hand you back what was taken in its damaged form. I give it back renewed, refined, and better than before. Just like I gave Job double for what he lost. Just like I turned Joseph's prison into a palace. Just like I turned the cross into victory. I'm turning your loss into a legacy. Because I'm not just the God who comforts you in pain. I'm the God who turns ashes into beauty. I'm the God who restores with purpose. You may not see it yet, but the ground you thought was dead is already being watered. The roots are growing deep beneath your feet. What you thought was over, I'm calling the beginning. Do you remember that version of yourself before the loss? The one who used to hope without fear? The one who dreamed freely and loved openly? I see that version of you, and I see what has grown since the pain. Because even in your suffering, you've changed. You've become more compassionate, more courageous, more connected to me, and I will not let that growth be wasted. The years that felt stolen, I will repay them. the relationships that ended without closure. I will give you peace and understanding, the parts of your heart that feel shattered. I will mend them, not to restore you to what you were, but to shape you into who you were always meant to be. Because even now, even after all the disappointments, you are still becoming. Child, don't compare your path to theirs. I know it seems like others moved forward faster. They built homes while you were picking up broken bricks. They celebrated while you quietly mourned. But listen, you were not behind. You were being refined. What I've been building in you requires depth. And depth takes time, because I'm not preparing you for small things. I'm preparing you for lasting things, for eternal things. The world wants instant, but I want impact. You may not understand the why, but trust me with the what's next, because what's coming is far greater than what was lost. What's ahead is so glorious that the pain behind you will fade like a distant memory, not because it didn't matter, but because it was the soil that birthed your strength. So here's what I want you to know today. I am already restoring you. When you open your eyes in the morning, despite the sorrow, when you choose kindness, even when you're hurting, when you keep believing even when you feel nothing, that is restoration in motion. You think restoration is only visible results, but I say, restoration is also invisible resilience. It's the moment your heart says, I still trust you, Lord, even when nothing looks different, and when you pray those silent prayers. God, bring it back. Please don't let it end like this. I hear them. I hold them. And I am answering in ways you haven't even imagined yet. There are people coming into your life who will restore your joy. There are opportunities aligned with your calling, waiting just around the bend. There is laughter returning to your soul. There is music rising again in your spirit. Don't give up in this in-between space. I am not done. And you are not empty. You're not forgotten. You're not being punished. You're being positioned. So be still, my child. Let me be your strength today. Let me be your shield, your rest, your healer. And know this. Every tear you've cried is being multiplied into rivers of joy. Every no you received was making space for a yes you don't yet see. Restoration is coming, not just someday, but today. It begins in your soul before it shows in your life. And I am already at work. You've asked me, Lord, why did you let it happen? And while I didn't cause your pain, I have always been present in it. Not 1 second of your suffering escaped my sight. Not 1 drop of your tears has been wasted. When your heart shattered, I caught the pieces. When you whispered, I don't think I can make it another day, I was already wrapping my arms around you, holding you through it all. Sometimes what feels like an end is me closing a chapter that no longer serves your future. You prayed for peace, but I knew what would steal it. You asked for love, but I saw what would break your heart. You begged for the door to stay open, but I knew what waited behind it. So I allowed some things to end. Not to hurt you, but to protect you. You didn't lose me in the storm. You found me through it. And now that you've walked through fire and survived, I'm restoring you with fire-tested faith. Do you feel tired, my child? Then rest. Rest in me. You don't have to perform for my love. You don't have to prove your worth. You don't need the approval of people who walked away. You don't need to earn your healing. You are already mine. You've always been mine, and what is mine I restore. Let me speak to the part of you that still wonders if it's too late. You are not too old. You haven't missed your moment. You didn't ruin your destiny. You're not too broken to be used again. I am the God of new beginnings, and I am never in a hurry, but I am always on time. Your restoration is not late. It's being tailor-made. for your journey, your growth, your story. Because when I restore, I don't just give back what was lost, I multiply it with meaning. You've been holding on to questions. I see that. Will the pain ever go away? Will I ever trust again? Will I ever smile without pretending? My answer is yes. My beloved, yes. There will be joy again. There will be days when your laughter is real, when your smile isn't forced, when your soul feels light again. I promise. Even now, I am sending healing into places you've kept hidden. Even now, I am filling you with a new strength, one born from the ashes. Child, I want you to visualize this with me. A field once burned by fire. The ground blackened, the air thick with smoke. And yet, beneath the soil, new seeds begin to awaken. Roots begin to stretch. And before long, new life breaks through. That's what I'm doing in you. The fire didn't destroy you. It prepared the ground for greater things. What once looked like ruin will become the most fruitful place of your life. That relationship that fell apart, I'll use it to teach you what real love is. That opportunity you missed, I'll bring a better one aligned with your calling. That grief you carry, I will turn it into comfort for others who feel alone. Nothing will be wasted in my hands, nothing. I want to speak now to your identity, because loss has a way of lying to you. It whispers, you're not enough. You're too much. You'll never recover. You'll never be chosen again. But hear me, child. You are not what you lost. You are not what they left behind. You are not the mistake you made. You are mine. You are chosen. You are loved. You are still called. You are being restored. I am rebuilding you from the inside out, quietly, faithfully, without rushing, like a skilled artist who sees the final masterpiece even while the canvas looks incomplete. So trust the process, even when you see no change, even when the restoration feels too slow, even when the enemy says, it's never coming. Because I say, it is already on its way. Right now, while you're listening to my voice, I'm healing things you can't. See? I'm repairing soul fractures that have lingered for years. I'm restoring joy to the places that have been numb. Some breakthroughs will be quiet. Some healing will happen in the background, but when it comes, it will feel like fresh air in your lungs again. Like sunlight on your skin after a long storm. Like peace that passes all understanding. And you'll know. It was me, all along. You don't have to rush this, you don't have to figure it out, just keep showing up. Keep talking to me, keep choosing hope, even when it's hard. Because I'm not just working for you, I'm working in you. And soon, I'll be working through you. You will be a testimony of my restoration. Others will look at you and see that I still heal, that I still rescue, that I still restore what was lost. And your life will whisper, if God did it for me, He can do it for you. My child, I see you trying to keep going when your soul feels tired. I see how you smile for others while carrying silent sorrow. And today I want to lift some of that weight. You were never meant to carry it all alone. That heaviness, it wasn't designed for your shoulders. That guilt, it has no place in the heart I've made new. That voice that says you failed, it is not my voice. Listen to me now. You are not behind. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not forgotten in the crowd. You are mine. The world moves fast, always asking for more, never letting you catch your breath. But here with me, you are allowed to breathe again. You are allowed to feel again. You are allowed to heal, without shame. Your tears are not weakness. Your longing for restoration is not foolish. In fact, it is sacred. I placed that desire in you, the deep yearning to return, rebuild, and rise. Let me remind you of who you are. You are not just someone who survived. You are someone I am preparing to thrive. What you thought was over, will bloom again. Do you remember how the sunlight feels after days of rain? That's what your next chapter will feel like. I am already making a way, through every desert, every valley, every broken place. Where there was only silence, my voice is now speaking. Where you saw nothing growing, I've planted seeds beneath the surface. And where others left you empty, I will overflow you with abundance. I restore not, just to refill, but to overflow. Let me speak to your faith. You've believed in me through heartbreak. You've kept praying when nothing seemed to change. You've praised me with a heavy heart, and today I honor that. Even when you doubted, you came back. Even when you were angry, you still whispered, "God, help me." Even when you didn't understand, you chose to believe I was still good. That is faith. And I will not let that kind of faith go unanswered. Now look ahead with me. Can you see it? A life where joy is not fragile. A heart no longer afraid to trust. A future not chained by the past. That life is not far away. It begins the moment you release the idea that you must fix it all yourself. Let me restore you, child. Let me rewrite the parts of your story that still ache. Let me walk with you where you've been afraid to return. There's beauty waiting on the other side, and I will walk with you until you see it. Step by step, breath by breath. You may not feel strong right now. That's okay, because I am your strength. And when you lean on me, you tap into a strength that never runs dry. Remember this. I am not just the God of second chances. I am the God of unlimited restoration. Not just one blessing to make up for the loss, but wave after wave of goodness, grace, and joy. Because I don't restore based on your worthiness. I restore because you are mine. Let me remind you of something powerful. I don't need things to look put together before I move. I specialize in messy places, in broken timelines, in the hearts that feel like ruins. You call it a setback. I call it preparation. You call it failure. I call it foundation. And what others may have abandoned, I still call worthy. You are never too far gone for me to redeem. Never too shattered for me to rebuild. Never too late for me to begin again. Now breathe. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the self-blame. Let go of the old stories that keep looping in your mind. Let me write a new narrative. One where the ashes turn to beauty, where shame turns to purpose, where silence turns into songs of praise. This isn't just comfort, it's calling. I'm not just here to hold your pain, I'm here to lead you into power. I will restore what you lost, but I will also restore who you are. The you that danced freely, the you that dreamed boldly, the you that believed anything was possible. She's still in there. He's still alive, buried under layers, but I am uncovering you. And when the world looks at your life, they won't just see someone who got through it, they'll see someone transformed, radiant, peaceful, whole. Not because you did everything right, but because you trusted me when it didn't make sense. That is the testimony I am building in you. That is the beauty I am unfolding. That is the glory I will reveal. My beloved child, we've walked through pain together in this hour. You've opened your heart. You've allowed me to speak into the quiet places. And now, I want you to leave this moment with something more than comfort. I want you to leave with hope. You may not feel completely different yet, that's okay. Transformation doesn't always feel like fire. Sometimes it begins as a whisper, a gentle lifting of your head, a softening of your heart, a single breath that says, I'm going to trust again. Let that breath be the beginning. What you lost is not the end of your story. It's the soil where something holy is being planted. I restore in ways you cannot predict, through people you haven't met, in places you haven't imagined, on days that seem ordinary, until my glory breaks through. So do not count your losses anymore. Count the promises I've made to you, and I promise this, you will not leave this season empty-handed. I am bringing back the years that were stolen, the peace that was shattered, the dreams that seemed buried, even the love you thought was gone for good. And when I restore, I don't bring back a copy. I create something better, better joy, deeper peace, stronger faith, wiser love, a heart that no longer fears being broken again, because it's been held together by me. So leave this place knowing you are not forgotten. You are deeply seen. You are cherished. You are chosen. And I am not just near you, I am within you. I go before you. I stand behind you. And I walk beside you, every single step of the way. You have not missed your moment. You are right on time. My time. You are not broken beyond repair. You are being remade. You are not disqualified. You are being qualified by grace. Now rise, my child. Walk forward in the light. Not because you have all the answers, but because you have me. Let me surprise you with goodness. Let me overwhelm you with peace. Let me show you that nothing is wasted in my hands. Even your tears. Even your silence. Even your waiting. I will restore what you lost. And when I do, you will say with joy, look what the Lord has done. Now rest, my beloved. Breathe. The battle is not yours. It's mine. And I am faithful. Always.